Hey, hello and welcome to today's GFG problem. Today, I hope you're doing well. Let's see today's problem. Max sum path in two arrays. So what the problem is saying is we'll be given two sorted arrays of distinct integers, array 1 and array 2. What we have to do is each array may have some elements in common with the other array. Find the maximum sum of a path from the beginning of any array to the end of any array. You can switch from one array to another array only at the common elements. Okay. So what we want to do is will be given two sorted arrays, right? Okay. And what we want to do is we want to find the maximum sum path. And the path can begin from any array, either array 1 or array 2, and can end at any array, either array 1 or array 2. Okay. And what we want to do in this process is we want to have the maximum sum path. Okay. The maximum sum path. Okay. So let's see. And another condition they have given is you can switch from array 1 to array 2 or array 2 to array 1 on some common element. So if you see there are some common elements, right? So okay, so for example, let's see through an example what the problem is saying is. So what? So in this example, right? So let's see. Let's say if we start with array 2. Okay, so 1 plus we did 1 plus 5. We want to what we want to do is we want to take the sum of the path. Okay, 1 plus 5, and then if you see, then we come to 7. So here if you see 7 and 7, they both are matching, right? There are common elements, 7 and 7. So in this case, we have an opportunity here to switch from array 2 to array 1. Okay. So here, for example, we switch from array 2 to array 1, right? So we have the common element we can take only once. Okay. And okay, we can take only once. And then let's say we are switching from array 1 to array 2. So now let's take the next element of array 1, which is 10. Okay. And then let's say we take the next element, which is 12. Okay. So in this process, if you see, what will be the output? 35, which is the answer and which will be the maximum. So if you see, for example, if you take this route, right? So for example, 2 plus 3 plus 7, 2 plus 3 plus 7, right? 2 plus 3, and then you switched from array 1 to array 2, and then you take 8. So here it is not going to be big. How much it is? How much it will be? 15 plus 3, 5, 20. Okay. Similarly, if you continue with this route, if you don't switch at all, 1 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8, right? 1 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8. But still, if you see, it is still going to be lesser. It is still going to 50, 21. Okay. And if you similarly, if you take this route also, it is going to be lesser. It is going to be lesser basically. Okay. So in this way, I hope you have got the problem. Okay. So what we want to do is we can start from any array, either array 1 or array 2. Okay. And at the common elements, at the same elements, you have an opportunity to switch from one array to another. Okay. So in this process, we want to find out the maximum sum of the path. Okay. So this is the ask. I hope you have got the ask. Now let's see the approach, how to solve this problem. Okay. So now how can we solve this problem? So if you see, we have two sorted arrays. We have been given two sorted arrays. So here, when we have been given two sorted arrays, then what comes into mind? Okay, the merge sort. So we'll use the application of merge sort. That is when we have two sorted arrays, right? So what we do is we compare the elements of both the arrays, and then we merge basically, right, into third array. For example, here what we do generally, we compare two pointers, right? Two pointers here. One is lesser, then we move to the next, whichever from whichever element we took, we move ahead with the position, and then we check 2 and 5. So whichever is lesser. Okay, so in this way we go, right? In this way we compare and we form the third array. So we are going to solve this problem in similar way, in similar approach. Okay, so how we are going to solve? For example, so what we are going to do is we are going to take two pointers first, I and j. Okay, we will take two pointers, I and j, and we will take two variables as well, sum 1 and sum 2. Okay, sum 1 and sum 2. Okay. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to compare here, I and j. Okay, which one is smaller? So we are going to increment sum 2, right? Sum 2 denotes the sum of the array 2, and sum 1 denotes the sum of the array 1. Okay, so we took this one element, right? And then we move the j pointer ahead. Now we are going to compare 2 and 5, I and j, 2 and 5. So which one is smaller? 2 is smaller. So we are going to increment the sum 1 basically. And then we are going to move the pointer of I, right? Now we'll compare I and j. So 3 and 5, which is smaller? Okay, which is smaller? So 3 is smaller. So we're going to increment sum. Okay, it is going to be 5 now. Okay, then we're going to move ahead. We're going to move ahead the I pointer, right? Now we're going to check 5 and 7. 5 and 7, which one is smaller? Which one is smaller? So the jth element is small, right? So we're going to increment the 5, right? And we are going to increment the pointer as well. Now here 7 and 7, both are same. Okay, both are same. So in this process, what we're going to do is we are going to have a third variable answer. Okay, so what we're going to do in this process, when there are common elements, when the elements are same, So what we're going to do now, whatever sums we have collected out of these two, right? Out of these two, we're going to take the maximum. We're going to take the maximum sum. Okay. So here, what is the maximum? So between 5 and 6, max of 5, right? 5 and 6. So which is maximum? So this one is maximum, right? So we are going to take this sum. We are going to take this sum. And what we're going to do, we are going to also going we also need to take one of the elements, right? Either from this array or this array, any one. So we take 7 as well. So the answer till now is 6 plus 7, it is 13, right? So in this process, when the elements are common, so we are going to increment both the pointers together, I and j. Okay, I and j, we are going to move both the pointers together. Okay, so I and j are pointing to 10 and 8. Okay, and also what we're going to do, we are going to initialize sum 1 and sum 2 to 0 again. Sum 1 and sum 2 to 0. Okay, now we'll start again. So we're going to compare 10 and 8. Which one is smaller? So this array 8 is small, right? So we're going to increment sum 2, okay, to 8, and we'll move the pointer as well, j. We will move the pointer as well. Now, since this ended, right, this j pointer has gone beyond array 2. So we are going to stop here, and we are going to compute the rest of the elements here of array 1. Okay. Now what we are going to do? We are going to keep on incrementing sum. So I points to 10, right? So we are going to increment sum, right? Then we are going to increment I, and I points to 12 now. So we're going to increment the sum. How much it is? 22. Okay. Now again, we are going to compare sum 1 and sum 2. Sum 1 and sum 2 here, right? Sum 1 and sum 2 we have compared here. So which one is bigger? 22 is bigger. So we are going to add in the answer 22. Okay, which turns out around 35, which is our answer. Okay. So this is the intuition behind solving the problem. So let's code. I think you'll understand better. Before going to the code, I'll request you to please subscribe to my channel, like the video. It will really be helpful to me. Okay. Thank you so much. Let's quickly code. First, I'll show the Java code followed by C++. Okay. So what we're going to do? So first we'll take 2 pointers. First of all, let's take the lengths of the array. Array1 dot length. Okay. Or size maybe. We have size pointer, right? Then what we're going to do? We are going to take m, right? Array2 dot size, right? And then we are going to have 2 pointers again, I 0 and j equal to 0, right? We are going to have 2 sum pointers, two sum variables, sum1 and sum2 equal to 0, right? And we are going to have third variable, answer equal to 0. Now what are we going to do? We are going to run a while loop, I less than n, and then j is less than m, right? And then what are we going to do? We are going to compare the elements. ir1 dot get I. Which one is smaller? Okay. If ir1 dot get I at ith position, if it is smaller than ar2j, then we are going to consider the sum 1, right? ar1 dot get I, we are going to consider the sum. We are going to add in the sum 1. Also, we are going to move the I pointer, right? If it is other way around, right? If it is other way around, then what are we going to do? Else if ar2 dot get j, if it is smaller, then ar1 dot get I, then consider the ar2 element, right? Which you're going to add in sum 2, j plus plus, right? And then if both the elements are same, then what are we going to do? We are going to increment our answer, right? How? Now, till now, whatever has been accumulated in sum 1 and sum 2, we are going to take the max out of it. Okay, so whatever path was greater, we are going to take that path. Okay, we'll take the sum of that path, and also we are going to add, right, the common element, right? Array1 dot get I. We can take any array2 or array1. It's the same basically. And also in this process, we are going to increment the pointers, both pointers as well, because the elements at both positions are same, right? Also, we are going to initialize now sum 1 and sum 2, which will restart again, right? We'll restart again. So, okay. So once, for example, if one of the array gets exhausted, right? One of the array gets exhausted. So we'll compare the rest of the elements. For example, if there are elements still left in array 1. So what are we going to do? So sum 1 plus equal to, right? Array1 dot get I plus plus. We are going to do. We are adding the remaining elements from array 1, right? Similarly, let's run the second while loop. J, for example, if the elements in array 2 are left, right? So we're going to increment sum 2, and also we are going to, so my bad, here it should be array 1, right? And here it should be array 2, right? Now what are we going to do? We are going to, again, once done, so we're going to come, whatever is a maximum, we are going to take that from sum 1 and sum 2, right? Sum 1 and sum 2. And simply we are going to return the answer. Okay, so let's compile this. So if you see here, right, till this point, when, let me go first, let's see, it has compiled. Yes, it has compiled successfully. So till this point, right, till this point, or let's say till this point, if we compare array 1 and array 2, till this point, thus the sum path was maximum in this particular array, 1 plus 5, right? Post this, we switched to this array 1. Suppose this, whatever was formed in sum 1 and sum 2, sum 1 and sum 2, right? In sum 1 and sum 2. So this particular path was greater, right? This particular path was greater. So we took this sum 1, right? In the second phase. So in this particular phase, the sum 1 was greater when we compared here math.max of sum 1 and sum 2. Okay. So this is compiled successfully. Let me submit it. So yes, the test cases have been processed. I hope you have got the solution. Please subscribe to my channel. Like the video. Let's quickly see the C++ code as well. So the C++ code. So here we have taken what? The two NNM, right? We have taken 2 pointers, sum 1 and sum 2. 2 pointers here to iterate the arrays I and J, right? And then here we are comparing. If array 1 element is smaller than array 2, then increment the sum 1. Else if the array 2, else if the array 2 is smaller, right? Then increment the sum 2. If both the elements are same, then we are going to take the max of sum out of sum 1 and sum 2, and we are going to take the element as well, right? We are going to increment the 2 pointers I and j, and we are going to initialize sum 1 and sum 2 again to 0. If there are few elements left in array 1, so we are going to add up in sum 1. If the elements are left in sum array 2, then we're going to add up in sum 2. Now we're going to compare which one is maximum, sum 1 plus sum 2, and we're going to add into the answer. Okay, so this way, I hope you have got the solution. Please subscribe to my channel, like the video. Have a happy, healthy, and a great day. Thank you so much.